Good morning, Facebook land. It is already 2019, and I talked to you all a couple days ago, or I think it was last week, about being in reflection mode at the end of the year. I am still there. I'm still reflecting, still analyzing what should happen different, how to go about helping people differently since that's the job that I'm in. One thing that I have discovered, and we're going to make it short today. One thing that I have discovered is people are constantly talking about goal setting. They're talking about their goals, talking about what it is that they want to do differently from one year to the next, what they want to get rid of, but it's all centered around what their goals are. I find that in my coaching, I have two groups that I coach. I have a group called Aspire, which is ambitious salon professionals investing in real entrepreneurship. Those are people that have either not yet owned a salon or either they've owned for a very short time, usually under 2 years. Then I have another group called Stretch, which is also an acronym. That's a little longer, so we'll get into that on another Facebook Live. But this group is my seasoned group. This group is my group that actually has been in business 2 years, all the way up to 23, I believe. And they're also trying to reestablish goals and trying to figure out what to do differently, what to do next, personally and professionally. And what I have been able to analyze in why this becomes so difficult for us now, it's easy to make a goal. It's easy to say I want to lose 80 pounds, but it's much harder doing it. So what I've realized is a lot of times we have what I call these empty goals. They're goals with nothing attached to them. They're goals with nothing but the feeling of whatever happened last year, I don't want to happen this year. And I'm here to tell you all, it has to be a little more meaty than that. When you establish your goals, whatever they may be, and you do not have to wait till the end of the year or the beginning of the next year to do this, but when you establish your goals, they have to connect to something that means something to you. They have to connect to some of your core values, your core beliefs, or things that you have matured into. They have to connect to something, or they're just empty. I'll use weight loss as a number one goal that a lot of us, me included, have set many times in our lives, but we haven't connected them to why. Why do we want to lose weight? Really, what's the reason that we really want to lose weight? Is it just to wear a dress? Is it just to be impressive to the opposite sex? Or is it just to be able to be considered sexy? Is it just to fit the image of what the media has put out? What are your real reasons that you want to lose weight? And if you don't connect with the real reasons why you're setting the goal, they're going to be almost impossible to sustain because there's no meat to it. It's like a bowl of broth that's supposed to be soup with nothing in it. You know, you find yourself sometimes even have a hard time eating the whole bowl of soup because there's nothing sustainable, and chances are you're going to be hungry within the next day or the next hour. So think about a bowl of broth. And think about it having nothing in it. And that's what an empty goal looks like. It in itself is something, but there's nothing in it to sustain you and to keep you full and to keep you striving. So this is what I've discovered. And a lot of us, business people, period, but especially my salon industry professionals or leaders, which is the group that I deal with, mostly salon owners, suite owners, school owners, people in authority position, I call it. We have not designed a mission statement. And even if we have, is it the right statement? Is it really what we're about? Because I have actually listened to some of the people that I coach, their mission statement, and after getting to know them for an extended period of time, I can tell you that their mission statement has absolutely nothing to do with what they do. It has nothing to do with who they are. It has nothing to do with where they hope to gain or where they hope to end up. And so your mission statement can be changed. It can be. And I think at different cycles of your life, as you learn more about your purpose, what you were put here for, you start doing some soul searching and become more self-aware, I think is when you really start to tap into what your real mission is. And let's just put it out there, guys. Everybody in this world wants to matter. There is not one soul that does not want to matter to someone. There is not one person, I don't care how warped their thinking may be, they still want to be needed. They still want to be connected to something. You know, we're tribal people, and we want to be connected, and we want to matter and to have a place in the tribe that we connect to. And that's, you can study tribes from the beginning of time. No matter what their language, what their nationality, everybody wants to be a part of something that they can matter in, that their presence means something. And the only way to find what that is and to really be in the place that you were designed to be in is to figure out a couple of these things. Now, these are just some of the parts to a mission statement. We're not going to go through all of them, but it's something I want you all to really think about. Why are you in business? Let me tell you what has happened to some of my salon owners. A lot of them got into business just because they wanted to do hair without the restrictions. They wanted to have more control. They wanted to be able to do more of the things even for others that they want to do without being told no, or just basically have more power and control. There are some of you all, other now salon owners, that unfortunately you kind of got thrown into salon ownership because you were unable to find somewhere that you were able to connect to not deal with drama, to be able to feel like you're a part of and you can grow with. And so therefore you went through enough of those experiences from salon to salon to salon to salon. You said, forget this, I'm just going to go open my own. But now the realities of doing that is you have to be able to create sustainable principles and a sustainable culture so that your business can survive. Because other than that, you're going to find yourself in there just doing hair, having to do more hair just to pay bills because you haven't quite figured out how to make this business thing work with how to hire and manage employees, how to find them, how to create sustainable other revenue streams in your business. You haven't figured that out because you kind of didn't go into it thinking about all of that, but now it's real. You also have to now go back and you have to figure out, what is it that I'm built to do, and what can my business reflect that shows the true essence of who I am. So now you got to go back and you got to figure that thing out. What I find is, the reason I felt the need to really talk about this, and I'm going to go deeper into this as the weeks go by. When I ask people, what's your goals? The goals are, they can pop those off, whatever they are. But when I ask them this stuff, why are you in business? Who are your customers? And that's more than just ladies. That's more than just the sex of the customers. That's more than just men versus women or kids or teenagers. You really got to think about, who are your customers? What is their economic? What is their social economic status? What is their age? What type of clients are they? Are they working? Are they housewives? Are they men, single men? Are they married men with children? I mean, you have to go deep into who this is, because you'll find that your business, based off of your why that's exuded, whether you know it or not, it will kind of gravitate towards a certain group. It's really automatic. But once you figure out who they really are, now you can intentionally set your business up to target things that are appealing to that group. Prime example, if you have mostly working women, or if you have women that are leaders, or women that always come in with laptops and bags and they want to do work, it would behoove you to not have some type of working station with USBs, with cords if you have to. You're going to have better Wi-Fi. You're going to have to do things where these are people who don't believe in wasting time. They believe everywhere they go, they can be doing something else productive while they're doing something else productive. So they don't believe in, they believe in multitasking and trying to, if I'm sitting here for 3 hours, then I can get an hour and a half at least worth of work done, so that I won't have to do that much more tomorrow or the next day or whatever it is. So your salon has to be set up where it accommodates that market, that target market. Then we talk about what image do you want to convey. All of that is in your mission. All of that should be said in your mission. That's literally how simple that is. That should be stated in your mission statement. And then what is your underlying philosophy? I'm going to read. I wanted to read to you. There are some really great mission statements that I saw online, and it's really great. I want to read to you what a mission statement looks like. And let me say this, a mission statement does not have to be forever. We're not talking about a whole paragraph trying to tell everybody everything that you do. Listen to this. These are some companies. Life is Good. A lot of us know what that company is. We see them in the airport. Their mission statement is simple: to spread the power of optimism. That's it. When you say life is good, that means they're approaching life with the glass half full, not half empty. That's what optimism is. It's literally that simple. We have to condense those. Sweet Green, I'm not sure who this is, but it says to inspire healthier community by connecting people to real food. That's it. That's what it is, okay? Then we have, I won't go through all of these. I'll go through maybe some that you know. Honest Tea. I'm a tea drinker. To create and promote great tasting, healthy, organic beverages. That's it. So when you think about your mission statement, you got to nail it. You got to nail it on the head. That's it. Who is this? IKEA. To create a better everyday life for many people. Now, when we think of everyday life, IKEA definitely deals with the economic side of things, because IKEA is not a company that you got to pay, $10,000 for one couch. Or if you want to get your whole kitchen done, you can almost get your entire kitchen done for $10,000. They are creating a better life because they're allowing us to keep more of our own money in our pocket, but still have good quality things. Some of these other ones, JetBlue, to inspire humanity both in the air and on the ground. That means it's about creating the feeling that we're all equal. When we think of humanity, we all know kind of what that means. We're all equal. We're all humans. We're going to love and respect each other, etc., etc. Okay? And then I'm going to go to one more, and this one I love, TED, which is TED Talks, if any of you all have been aware of that. Simple. You know what their mission statement is? To spread ideas. And is that not what they do? If any of you all have ever subscribed to TED Talks, or you go on their podcasts or whatever, that's all it is. It's all these different people from all over the globe that are actually spreading ideas. They're giving us different perspectives and ways to look at things, and who's right, who's wrong. But it's a library of things of ideas that actually we can take parts of them and use them. That's what it is. So when we're designing our mission statement, when we're designing that, we have to make sure that our mission statement is clear. We have to make sure that it is clear. This is absolutely necessary for us to be able to do. Okay? So this is going to help you identify your goals. If you're struggling with reaching your goals, it's probably because you have not yet defined your mission. And your mission is also connected to your purpose. I've given you all the example, and I'll say this and then I'm going to go. I've given you all the example of, and I'm going to tell you my mission statement too. I've actually changed mine up a little bit. But I was always a kid, and I've talked about this before. I was always a child, even young, very young. And I always kind of was different. Not in a weird sort of way, but my brain just always seemed like it was light years ahead of the group that I was in. I always thought different, always just kind of wanted to do different things. And and it was even as a kid, it was strange because I felt like an alien, because I would think, why is it that I always want to be so different when this is my age group, these are my peers? And so what that caused me to do is basically become a little more introverted. I'm what you call a social introvert, so I have no problem socializing. I don't have a shy bone in my body, not that type of introvert, but it made me just from a business standpoint, I can do whatever needs to be done. But when it comes to a personal standpoint, because I was always misunderstood, or I just seemed like I could never really relate to the group that I was in, I as a young person, always seemed to gravitate towards kids that were much older than me, because some of them could kind of understand what it was that I was thinking, feeling. Basically, my mother's friends and even people in my groups, when I would go to different parties with my mom or in my mom's group, would say that I just had an old soul very early. I had a very mature outlook, even really early. And so as I progressed and as I got older, it didn't get better. It seemed like it only got worse. And the difference was, though, is I was always a person I was not a conformer. So I was one that, if this is the way I thought, I don't care if the whole group goes left, I'm going this way because I don't want to go that way. So what it created in me was this overwhelming need to find external things and people and groups outside of my immediate circles that I could look for to bounce ideas off of, to talk about things in a way more mature aspect than obviously the group that I was in. So I've always had kind of much older people. I'm talking about people my mother's age are generally the people that I connect to. So what happened with that, though, as I had to come back obviously to these groups, I realized, me being misunderstood, me being a person that just always felt like an alien in almost every situation I was in, I eventually created myself and my business into being the person that I never had. Meaning that I created this arsenal of knowledge, or this library of resources, to be to others what I didn't have. Now, my passion has always been the salon industry. And I was an owner for 20 plus years, multiple salons, the whole nine. And I realized that it was the leaders that I really had a soft spot for. That was my tribe. So my business, naturally, it was happening even when I didn't know really what my mission was. It naturally was feeding into this group. Every class I've done, every show I've done, it naturally attracted, because of the titles, because of the way that I talked, the way that I spoke, the things that I spoke about, the things that I deemed as important. It naturally attracted people in leadership position. I would always get business owners, salon owners, spa owners, beauty school owners, suite franchise owners. I would always get a large percentage of those in my class, and we would talk after class, and sometimes we maybe even go to lunch. So I learned what I had acquired as even a youngster, all the way up into I was an adult, because I've always been a knowledge junkie. I didn't always love to read. I had to acquire that, but I love to get information from wherever, even if I had to sit somewhere and get it from somebody verbally. Then I developed a love for reading, which expanded that knowledge. So what has happened now is, and I've changed my mission statement a couple times, because I've had to learn how to, first of all, condense it. Condensing it, I will tell you guys, is really not easy. It's really difficult to condense it. But I realized that my mission statement, and I just kind of shifted it up a little bit, so I'm saying it, and I have to even kind of make it a little more solid. My mission statement is really to provide business resources for salon industry leaders for better salon sustainability. That's what it is. I provide business resources in every facet that you can possibly think of it. For salon industry leaders, that's my tribe, that's my customer, for the purpose of salon sustainability. My underlying philosophy is, I believe that only what you know, or only the knowledge that you gain, is the thing that's going to make your business sustainable. Not what you do, but the knowledge you gain in order to make the necessary shifts, to refocus, to redirect, to know what to keep, to know what to get rid of. And so that's my mission statement. Real simple. Real simple. That's what it is. And I now realize that is everything that I do when I teach color, even when I was teaching weaving. Everything I did was still more focused on the business aspect of it and how to set up the marketing strategy and how to set up how we're going to attract customers and how to set up how we're going to price it and all these things. It was rarely about the actual technique of doing it. So I have collected a encyclopedia of business resources. I literally have like a business library. And my goal as I expanded was not just salon owners, it was salon industry leaders. I've dealt with manufacturers. I realize I've done research and development, which is still providing my business resource expertise to people that want to develop products so that they can assist in better salon sustainability, meaning I don't want to see salons closing at 15% a year, meaning 15% of traditional salons, and it's actually growing, are closing per year because they don't have the business knowledge to be sustainable. So let's work on that, guys. Let's work on developing a mission statement. To all of the people that I coach, we will be having a business mission statement party at our first event, which I believe will be coming together at Bronner Brothers in New Orleans this year. That is what we'll be focused on. So I'm going to be working with you all for quite some time. We got till what this is, January, February, March. We got about 2 months, and I'm going to be working with you all to put these pieces together. So by the time we come together in New Orleans, we should have some kind, even if it's not dead on, we should have some kind of mission statement and therefore be able to more sustainably reach our goals. Okay? That sound like a plan? All right, this is Knowledge by Nikki. I'm leaving you now. Just want to give you a little something to think about. This is a quiet message today. It's a reflection message. So I'll see you next time. Peace out. Remember, only what you know and only the knowledge that you acquire will change your business. Just remember that. You know, I'm a movie buff also. I'll say this real quick. Fast and Furious 8, or Fate of 8 is what it was called. I remember Charlize Theron, who was the villain in the movie. She said something, and I'm trying to phrase it exactly the way she said it, but it was something to the effect of, the only real thing a person can give you is information. That's the only thing that you can literally take, water that thing, and grow it. They give you a gift, you like it today, it's gone tomorrow. But they give you information, and real information that's usable, it can change your life. So remember that. Knowledge by Nikki, 1K. Look at all of my